Kia ora and welcome to Swim Chats, a podcast about swimming. I'm Shona Riddell, a writer, former journalist and swimmer from Wellington, Aotearoa, New Zealand. For each episode, I talk to a different guest from our swim community. Please hit the follow button so you don't miss an episode. If you enjoy the podcast, please share it with a friend or two. You can also leave a 5-star rating, which helps other people discover Swim Chats. And finally, to support the podcast and help me to continue running it, you can become a swim buddy on Patreon for $5 a month. To find out more, visit patreon.com/swimchats. There's a link in the episode show notes. Since we're rapidly approaching Christmas now, I thought it would be a good time for a festive episode. I'm chatting to James Fox Golding in the UK, who organises an annual Christmas Day dip in the seaside town of Felixstowe. Am I pronouncing that town name correctly, James?
You did it perfectly.
Excellent. So the Christmas Day dip raises funds for the local St Elizabeth Hospice. James, first of all, welcome to Swim Chats.
Thank you. I'm really excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, it's currently summer here in New Zealand, and so our air temperature is about 20 degrees Celsius. What is the weather like where you are at the moment?
Today it's a little bit on the grey side as I'm looking out the window here. We're probably around 6 degrees at the moment.
So
And we've had a little bit of frost this morning.
fairly different, yeah. So I can only imagine what the water temperature is, but we'll talk about that in a minute. I first came across, I think it was an article about your Christmas Day dips on the Outdoor Swimmer website. A lot of us here in New Zealand are fans of the Outdoor Swimmer magazine, and so I read that the event's been running for more than 20 years. Is that right?
21st year this year, yep.
That's
We get the keys
awesome.
in the door.
Well, congratulations. And so I had to Google Felixstowe. I know it's a seaside town, but I wasn't quite sure where it is. So I now know that it's northeast of London. So the people who are dipping in the North Sea.
Correct.
Yes. So in the winter, what would be the approximate temperature for your Christmas Day dip?
The water's probably between 4 and 7 degrees normally at that sort of time of year. So it's
Yeah.
fairly chilly.
Fairly fresh, yeah. And
Yeah.
just so you can paint a picture for us, what does the beach look like where this Christmas dip happens every year?
Felixstowe is actually a lovely beach. So it's a proper seaside town here. Lots of amusements, arcades. It's got a full pier you can walk down. During the summer, it has a big wheel, so it's a real family sort of destination town. It also holds the largest port in the UK, so we have lots of uh, big container ships coming in. And from where we do it on the beach, you can actually see the port just over to your right-hand side as well. So it's quite an impressive view there.
Awesome, thank you. And you mentioned that it's been running for 21 years. Has it been running at the same location all that time, or has it changed?
Pretty much, yes. It's always been in the Felixstowe. Felixstowe Beach has bays with the old protection, the erosion protection there. It has moved bays, but roughly it's always Felixstowe seafront, but it's moved over the years. It actually started as a supporter event. So a family basically decided that they were going to raise money one Christmas and they were going to do this. And then people wanted to join them, more people wanted to join them, and it just grew and grew and grew to the point that they found it was too much for them to run themselves. So we stepped in and we took over the organisations of it, and we've carried on growing it. And now we have last year we had 660 people take part Christmas Day morning.
That's
So
a
it's
lot
a
of
big
people.
event. Yeah, it's a big event.
Congratulations. I mean, that's a lot of people getting into fresh water. And what do people like to wear when they do this Christmas Day swim?
Oh, everything. Honestly, we've had everything. We've got those that do come down in their speedos and bikinis, which is quite impressive. Lots of fancy dress, so much fancy dress. All the Santa suits, Mrs. Claus, presents, turkeys. We've had inflatable dinosaurs, inflatable flamingos. We've got some families that it's a tradition that they have a theme to their fancy dress every year. So we've had things like, Die Hard and all things like that. So they're always fun to see because they come every year. So get excited to see what their theme is because they won't tell us until they arrive on the day.
Oh, nice. And do
So
you Do you yourself like to get in and participate in the dip, or are you more cheering from the beach?
I would love to take part in this one. At the moment, I don't, because obviously I organise it and I'm in charge of all the safety and coordinating everything. They won't allow me to do it, which is one of the events I'm really gutted that I can say they won't allow me to do it, because normally I say yes, I really can't do it. I'm being safety, but this one I would love to take part in. So hopefully next year, I've got a new person on my team that will hopefully take over the safety role next year, and I'm going to be running in.
Yeah, cool. And what sort of safety things do you do for people? Like when people have done their dip, and I imagine they're feeling a little bit, needing to warm up afterwards. Does everybody get dressed pretty quickly once they get out and have a hot drink?
Pretty much, people actually come down with picnics now. It's become that much of a tradition that they'll come out, they'll put their dry robes on, and a lot of them live in the local area, so they do literally just dry robe and wander off home. But they come down with picnics and hot toddies and whiskey flasks and all that for afterwards, just to have that celebration. Because it's just such an amazing atmosphere that 660 people plus friends and families that are watching it, just all on the beach together, celebrating, and then everyone off for their Christmas dinner and presents. It's just, yeah, it's
Yeah.
amazing to see it.
I love how people incorporate food into the event as well. So that's really
Oh
nice.
god, yes.
Yeah. And I think I watched a video of it on YouTube, maybe from a previous year, and I love seeing people's facial expressions when they're getting into the water.
They do. They think they're going to just have a little trot in, but 660 people going together,
Yeah,
you just in, and you know, it's so refreshing, and it makes you feel so good.
it
But it
does.
does takes your breath away as you go in.
Yeah, it sure does.
Personally, honestly, you can't go in slowly. You know what it's like. You're on holiday and you slowly walk into a swimming pool. No, you've got to go for it. Just jump in.
Yeah, you got to be brave. So, the rest of the year, are you a dipper? Like, is this something that you would do recreationally, or is this more sort of part of your role for the hospice?
This is part of my role from my hospice, and I organise so many different events over the years. So we do firewalks around Halloween, and we do midnight walks in the summer. We arrange skydives, so we do loads and loads of stuff like that. But I am a water baby personally. I spend a lot of time in the water. I'm a scuba diver in my hobbies.
Oh, cool.
So I spend a lot of time in cold water diving.
Yeah.
So I've been to Iceland, so I've done very cold water diving.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, on this podcast, we talk to divers as well as swimmers. So, what sort of things do you see when you're cold water diving over there?
A lot, to be fair, cold water diving, you don't see much life as such, but some beautiful rock formations and things, especially like places like Iceland. The volcanic rocks and the tectonic plates there are just fabulous geographical sights to see.
And the water would be even colder up there, I imagine. But are you in a dry suit when you're doing your dives there?
I'm in a dry suit on that one. I think it was -7 air temperature and 3 degrees in water.
Wow. Yeah, that's even fresher.
Literally.
Oh, we I was gonna say, in New Zealand, we have Christmas Day dips too, but they're a bit less intrepid because it's summer. Um, so, for example, I have a tradition where, on Christmas morning, a group of friends and I jump off the local wharf into the water,
Yeah.
which we love. So we open presents with our families, and then we go to the wharf, jump in, get out, come home, and prepare Christmas lunch. And so that's just part of the daily routine. And also, this group of people who like to tie a small Christmas tree to one of the swimming rafts out in the harbour. It's sort of suddenly one day close to Christmas, this tree, which is decorated, will just appear on the raft.
It's
But I like the idea of tying the Christmas Day dip in with the fundraising. I think that's really special thing to do.
it's one of our biggest fundraisers now for the hospice. I mean, the hospice itself takes £12 million a year to run. We only receive about 30% of that through like NHS funded activities. So it's a large amount of money that we have to raise from our local community. An event like this can bring us about £50,000 in. So it's a massive, massive thing that we need to do. And we're so grateful to our local communities and businesses that get behind it. We've got an amazing volunteer rescue service on Felixstowe, that they come out with their safety boats and they're there cheering people along and obviously being there to support us.
That's awesome. And so how do you raise the money? Do people who participate give a donation, or is there an entry price to do the dip?
There's a small entry fee to take part, which covers sort of our running costs to get the event up and running. But then the money itself is raised through fundraising, so that they go out to their friends, family, businesses. We have collection buckets on the day. Felixstowe has a lot of people that will be out walking Christmas Day as well. So we see a lot of people coming by that will stop and watch and put some money in a bucket. So that's how we do it.
Cool. And is there a link that I can add to the show notes for this episode where people can go and make a contribution if they would like to?
Yeah, St Elizabeth Hospice.org.uk is our website. And just at the top of the corner there's a donate button if anyone wants to do it.
Awesome. And what sort of things do you use the money for when you raise your £50,000 for the Christmas dip?
So the hospice itself, we look after people with life-limiting illnesses, and since the joys of the COVID times, we've shifted a lot of our services now, and we actually look after 70% of people in their homes. So whether they're in their own home, a nursing home, we do go into hospitals at times, and we provide that care that they need in their home environment, and it just makes their life so much easier. Just being that support, that medical attention, giving them the time that they need, and supporting their friends, their families, the carers, and the medical professions that also look after them. We support all those as well.
Such an important service, speaking personally as someone who's, been involved with our local hospice when friends and family have, been in the final act of their lives. Hospices provide a lot of comfort and support. Just a bit of a random question. Have you seen a film called That Christmas? It's a UK film that came out last year, and it's an animated film. And it's a lovely Christmas film. And right at the end, there's a Christmas Day dip that all the locals in the town participate in. So if you haven't seen at least the final scene of that movie, I highly recommend it.
I'll
It's
have to
just
have a look.
very heartwarming.
The dips are so popular here. We have Christmas Day dips, Boxing Day dips around the country, New Year's Day dips. So I think somewhere around the coast every day over the Christmas period, so there's someone jumping into the sea.
Yeah, that's awesome. And like you say, it's just so invigorating, and the colder it is, the more invigorating sometimes. Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you very much, James, for coming on the podcast. Is there anything else you would like to tell us that I haven't already asked you?
Probably not tell us, but definitely recommend anybody anywhere that if they haven't ever done a dip, especially if they're going to do it for charity, have a go. It's brilliant. And if you can get into an organised event like we do it, the atmosphere and the support, it's just electrifying. Get yourself down there and do one.
Awesome. Thank you, James. Thanks for listening to this episode of Swim Chats. Please remember to follow or subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode. And if you enjoyed it, you can leave a 5-star rating and review, which helps other people find it too. Enjoy the water, and we'll see you next time.